Today we're going to be making Potion of Healing props for your D&D game. You can roll your potions in a potion. These are all over Instagram and Twitter, and apparently Matt Mercer uses them, so if that doesn't give me street cred, I don't know what will. The vessel in which you contain your health potions is entirely up to you. As long as the D4 can actually fit in the lid, that works fine. Now I can get a bunch of these at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or my local craft store, but I could get a pack of 12 for 20 bucks, and that was kind of a hard price to beat. As well, on Amazon I found this huge new bunch of D4s that are red D4s that fit perfectly for what we're trying to do here. The glass also came with this thread and name tags, and I'm going to be using the normal food dye and silver additive to make the potions. So you can see here, as long as your dice fit in here, it's going to be great. And mine actually fit 5 whole sets of dice, so we're going to make more than just the regular health potion, and I'll get into that in a minute. I want to bring up something that was mentioned in a comment in one of my last videos that I don't talk about as often as I absolutely should. So I use Art and Glow resin, or sometimes I use Resin Obsession, but I don't talk about the safety features of the resin or the safety precautions that you should take. So there I showed some of the info on the back of that. When you're working with resin, it can be toxic. You have to check out the safety data sheets for you to determine what level of safety you want to take for this. Typically, you always want to wear nitrile gloves, and you always want to wear some sort of respirator that is rated for fumes. Now, I've read the safety data sheets. I am willing to be dumb when it comes to this. You should do as I say, not as I do, right? You should wear gloves and you should wear a respirator. When I read through this, it was at a level of safety in which I was comfortable with working with Art and Glow resin and Resin Obsessions. But you have to make that decision for yourself. So with that in mind, I won't lecture you about it. You're adults, hopefully. If you're a kid, get an adult. But let's move on to this. So moving back into the resin, I use 5 drops of this red food coloring here, and it takes a while to dissolve in this much resin. I decided that wasn't enough. It was too pink and too transparent, so I put another 4 drops in there, and that got me the red I was looking for. I also had 5 drops of this silver glitter additive. I think that makes the potions have a much more magical effect when looking at them. Right there was the consistency and transparency that I was looking for. I was happy with that. I was ready to begin pouring into my vials. Now I'm making 7 separate Potion of Healing style vials with this red liquid. Now if you wanted to make thicker ones, and by thicker I mean a more deep pour, you totally can. I'm making mine pretty thin here because I wanted this to last a while, and I'm giving them as gifts, so I wanted the resin to really kind of go the extra mile there, and I was going for one of those oddly satisfying shots there. I want to be in one of those videos one day. So I put all of these into a pressure pot. You absolutely do not need to put them into a pressure pot. That's totally fine. I'm just extra, and this gives me super clear castings. You may just have a bubble or two if you don't do this. But I put mine in a pressure pot, take it up to about 30 to 40 psi, and it's really done as far as the overall functionality of the piece. It holds the dice in there. I can put them in, shake them up, and cool. I've got my rolls for my health potions, and I think it looks really good. But we can take this to the next level with ye old fountain pen and ink and those name tags and twine that we had earlier. Now, I don't want to brag, but my handwriting, people say it's bad, but I think it's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and write on here a Potion of Healing and make it, oh shoot, there's some dust. Ow. Ah, man, I messed up the name tag. Let me put it right back up there. Oh man, look, that one's already done. That's crazy. I'm just kidding. My handwriting's horrible. I'm not going to do this. But I'm so lucky that my wife left some of these around before I had to sacrifice her, and she died to making the Soulstone set for the Avengers dice. But, you know, she would want me to use them. She wouldn't want them to go to waste, so I'm going to go ahead and use them on this Potion of Healing stuff here. So I am what is known as a horrible amateur knot maker. So I'm basically doing the tying my shoes knots for the entirety of these, but it gets the job done, and I wasn't able to pull it apart, so that works for me. So do the loop-de-loop and pull, and I've got a decent enough knot for us to have some passing health potion, twine, and name tags on here. So you could leave it like that, and that's totally fine. I do on the majority of them, but I have some of them that look a little bit different. If you don't like these frayed ends here, you can take a lighter to them and forget that fire's a little hot, but then take a lighter to them actually, and then blow it out, and you've got yourself a nice charred end that makes sure that your ends do not fray. And honestly, it looks pretty good that way. I like keeping it that way, and I might go back and do that for the rest of the sets. But with that, you are done. You have your potion of healing. I put the actual value of what the potion of healing is on the back because our group seems to always forget what the value of potion of healing is versus greater healing versus superior. So having them on the back of them for these gifts will help everybody involved. And upgrading from one potion to a potion of greater healing is as simple as adding 2 extra dice in there, and it fits comfortably. None of them stand up on their own or make it weird when you're shaking around. I can see all 4 of them perfectly fine. Any more than that though, you're not going to get really a superior healing in without causing some problems. So with that, we're done. I think this is an awesome gift to do. It's super cheap if you take into account buying things in bulk like resin and the dice and these to give as gifts, and I'm hoping that my players will really enjoy them. If not, I may just have to throw a green D4 in there so that they can get poisoned, and that'll show them for drinking my potions for no reason. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I am super close to 50,000 subscribers, and that seems like a dream. I thought I was going to hit 5,000 by the end of the year, but we're already at almost 50,000 near October. So thank you for everyone who's helped this channel grow. Thank you for all becoming Dice Goblins and showing such love and support. This community is just fantastic. It's so positive and full of positivity. Anyway, tell me what you might want to see in the comments down below, and I hope that you have just a fantastic week.